you know, she's on screen, you really do pay attention to her. And she does have a lot of physical prowess to her, and again, it's the hair. That's just a minor thing, but it's the hair. It's the multicolored hair. I don't know why. But she has this confidence and drive to her that makes her so interesting. And also, she has this... she's also very enigmatic and very mysterious, because we know that her squadron was killed, and it makes a lot of room for her to write. She's very much... Starling is very much fan fiction fodder. And I enjoy writing Starling whenever I'm writing Stormhawk stories, because she's very mysterious, but yet she has this commanding personality that really has these emotional walls. As one person put it, I remember, she's kind of like a female Batman. She puts up these barriers because she doesn't want anyone around her to get hurt again, and she kind of doesn't understand the certain concepts of socialism, of, you know, socializing. That's kind of why we saw Stormhawk 7, her being such a bitch to everyone, because she doesn't want to be, you know, she doesn't want to have that trauma of losing her squad or people she cared about again. So that's one thing. And also, her physical prowess is just amazing. And I kind of wish they did more episodes with her, because technically speaking, not counting the finale, Starling was only in a total of 4 episodes. Yeah. Not counting the season finale, she was... Well, 2 were centric around her, and the other 2, she was just the supporting character. But, yeah, that's just a little bit, but I find her character very interesting. She had this and she could have easily led the Stormhawks. Like, there was actually, if I remember right, there was a point when the creator of Stormhawks kind of wanted Arrow to step down for a bit, and Starling was going to lead. And I kind of really wanted to see how Starling would lead the team, and put her own, you know, touch on that, you know, team of teenagers. Try saying that 3 times fast. But, yeah, so I really wanted to put her on this list. She's a very interesting character, and she, like I said, I like women in power, and she does give off this commanding presence. So, that's just a bit about her. Oh boy, my number 6 pick. Woo boy! Number 6. How do I explain number 6? Alright, so I'm going to say right now, number 6 is an Adventure Time character, and again, I'm not... let me reiterate what I've been trying to say through this whole list. I'm not, attracted to these girls, to these animated girls. I know they're fake, I know they're not real, and there's no possible way for them to be real, nor do I fantasize about them. But they all have certain qualities that I like to find in girls. So, and that's kind of a big principle with the character at number 6. So, from Adventure Time, my number 6 pick is Marceline. Yes, Marceline. Now, Marceline, why I like her, it's again kind of like Marie and May, is that I've been around girls like her. But unlike the other 2, I've been around girls who have this very kick-ass attitude, this very, fuck authority, women. From what I'm telling you guys, you probably think I've run with some bad girls. Yeah, I'm never going to tell. But, anywho, there is that relatability that she does have this very, I don't give a shit attitude, and she's very much trying to overcome her, trying to have her own destiny. And I say this because she didn't want to be ruler of the Nightosphere in pursuit of her own dreams. And I know that's kind of underplayed, but you can still see that she wants to have her own life and her own destiny in that sense. So you can really respect that she doesn't want to be in her father's shadow. And yet, it's not like the whole, Daddy, I hate you, go die kind of thing. It's more like there's a communications barrier right there. There's like this... keep in mind, Marceline's father does care about her, but he kind of goes about doing everything the wrong way. And I kind of like that spin on their father-daughter relationship. I kind of like that they do, that it's kind of like the whole, Daddy wants too much of me, but it has that spin of, he literally thinks that he's doing the right thing, but he can understand her other reasons. But other than that, Marceline does have, again, it's kind of like how she's drawn. That's also another reason I always like, because they don't put her in the same costume all the time. I like that they put her in, this is the thing with a lot of characters, like Bubblegum and Marceline is that they always have them in different costumes. They always have them in different clothes. And it's kind of an alien concept for cartoons in general, because you usually see them in the same clothes, but you're kind of seeing a change in that. But other than that, Marceline also has... Also, I like how they kind of they kind of play up the whole vampire powers, because she transforms into some very interesting characters. She has some very interesting forms to her. She has, like, these monster forms, a wolf form, a tentacle monster form, take that as you will, which is kind of scary, because I just know when I saw her tentacle form, I was like, oh god, there's going to be fanfiction everywhere. Oh boy. But I don't know, like, she has this very calm demeanor to her, but she also has this very, I'm out for myself, but I can care about people, kind of, too. She's a very balanced character when you think about it. She could easily be this very one-dimensional, independent 90s girl you saw in those 90s movies of, you know, the overly independent woman that kind of got droning in 90s films. But with her, it's a very nice balance that she does want to be independent, but she wants to be there for people. She does care about Finn, she does care about Jake, and to an extent she does care about Princess Bubblegum. So that's kind of why I find her personality in an attraction, because I do like that. I do like a lot of, not just like I like women in power, I do like that independence to women, because I do. And to quote Spike Spiegel, and I'm going to say this a lot in this video. To quote Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop, I love a girl who can kick my ass. Alright, so, number 5. Now, number 5 may come as a surprise to a lot of people. My number 5 pick is someone you were probably not expecting. Maybe some of you were on this list, but I felt like I really needed to put her on this list because she's a very interesting character, and again, a lot of this list is that I've been with girls like her, and she does have a lot of characteristics that I like outside of that. So, without further ado, I give you Harley Quinn from Batman, the animated series. Oh, but she's a cartoon character. No, as I've said before, and it's been established before, Harley, came first in the cartoons before she was introduced in the comics. As always, I know I've said this before a lot, but a lot of people seem to forget, and that's fine, because even I kind of forgot as well. At one point or another, there were points where I had to literally drill my head. It was like, no, she was in the cartoon first, you idiot. And I was very young and stupid. But getting onto why I like Harley, she's a very fun character. She's this very fun, very independent girl, even though... And also, it's kind of like there's this relatability that I'm pretty sure a lot of guys out there, and girls as well to some extent, is that she's kind of like the cute girl at high school you were friends with and were in the friend zone with, and she's with the jerky boyfriend. And you just want to save her from that situation. That's kind of what she is, really, with her relationship with the Joker. Is that she takes all this abuse and she's like, oh, he's fine, I can, you know, we're just fine, and you can't help but look at that black eye she has. We've all been there. All of us, guys or girls, have been there at one point in a relationship that, well, girls to a certain extent. But guys mostly. This one's more for the guys. In that relatability. But Harley's just so much fun. It's kind of like getting back with what I said about Phantasma. The reason why she's such I find her personality attractive because she has this presence, not like the commanding presence like the past few characters I've mentioned. She has this very fun, independent, to an extent, personality to her, and she's just so interesting, and her character design is amazing as well. I just like the how she's drawn and how her characteristics are, like how her costume's put together. The whole diamonds and the red and black diamonds on her arms and legs in her costume. She's just a very interesting character to, you know, and I've seen a lot of fan art pictures of her, and there are some, I'm not a big fan of how she's designed in the New 52. I've always got to go with the original costume, but I've said enough about the DC 52 and everything about it, so that's just the tip of the iceberg of why I'm not digging the DC 52. That's just the tiny, tiny tip of the iceberg. But Harley is just always fun. She has this she just has this great personality. She plays off well with Ivy. She has some great lines with Batman. Just any character she's around, she just lights up. She just lights up the conversation, and she just has. And you can clearly tell the writers, like when Paul Dini and Bruce Timm write episodes for her, they just have tons and tons of fun with her. And it clearly shows with her and her voice actress Arlene Sorkin, who, by the way, was the inspiration for Harley Quinn, apparently. So not only did she voice the character, she was the inspiration for the character. And for those who are wondering, yes, I do like Tara Strong voicing Harley. It sounds almost like Arlene, but it has this personal touch to it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just a little bit of why I like Harley. So anyway, moving on. So, my number 4 pick comes from an anime that I don't think I've ever talked about on my channel at all. Which is interesting, to say the least, because this was a part of my childhood in some aspects. And I'm pretty sure that this anime was a part of everyone's childhood at one point or another. Or at least they knew about it. But anyway, so let's dive right into my number 4 pick. Ishizu Ishtar from Yugioh. Yeah. Surprising, isn't it? Now, the reason why I like Ishizu is, again, she has this very commanding presence. Now, I know she's more of a background character, but when she's around, she has this very, commanding presence to her. Like how she, easily talked down Kaiba was amazing. And how she continually talked down to Kaiba all the time. It was like she was the only few people who could, keep him under control. Also, I kind of like her character design. The cape slash, she had this very gypsy design to her. That was interesting. Egyptian gypsy design, and I know that's what they were going for, but all in all, I just liked her character. And also, she had this very calm demeanor to her, and all she wanted to do was rescue her brother from herself. That's a very noble cause. But also than that, she also had so much knowledge to her, and she also had this very, I can control the screen, I can control the situation kind of demeanor to her. I mean, she almost mentally, during her duel with Kaiba, she mentally psyched him out. I mean, he won at the end, but still, she just mentally psyched him out for the most of the time. And, she is a very interesting character. She has a very calm demeanor. I've seen her rarely get angry. I know she got angry in the anime, in most of the episodes, but she had this very, calm demeanor. No matter how many times she got crap from all the other characters, she just had this very calm demeanor to her, and she always had to, it felt like, and she even established that I have to remain calm, because if I lose control, then there's no hope for anybody. Paraphrasing, of course, but in all aspects, she is just this very interesting character, and there's a lot of mystery to her, even though we got most of her backstory. She does have this very interesting sense of mystery to her, and yeah, that's really much all I can say about that for this character. Very commanding, very calm, a lot of mixture in this character, a lot of mixed personality in here that I find very interesting. So, my number 3 pick is a Disney character, which I'm pretty sure you guys are expecting a Disney character on this list at some extent, but it's not a princess. I'm going to say that right now. This character is not a princess, and also comes from a Disney movie that not a lot of people talk about. And I like this one. I like this movie, and this character definitely played a big part of why I like this movie. And I will definitely have to go into a lot of explaining when I explain my number 3 pick. And that is Captain Amelia from Treasure Planet. Okay, I'm going to need some major explaining on this one because I know this is a cat girl. First off, I like her character design, as with a lot of these other characters. I like her character design because I'm very much into steampunk, and she has this very steampunk sci-fi design to her. Also, like I kind of said with the Shizu and several other characters, she has this very commanding presence, but she has a bit more commanding presence than the other characters. Meaning, whenever she's on screen, you pay attention just to her. She has this very kick-ass attitude. She also has this sense of violence to her, and just this tenacity as well that I find so interesting. And like I said about her commanding presence, like, she steals the screen. Whenever she's talking or having even a conversation, you pay attention to her, what she's saying. And also she has, like, she has this very aggressive